Hello, this is Sonja from A Happy Space. Today I'm going to do a entry with the Creative Retreat printables they put in the Insiders group on Facebook. And yes, I'm loving this printable. I love the little signpost and the little tandem. And the theme of this devotion is the grand adventure. And it's playing around God taking us our faith journey is an adventure. It might have ups and downs, it might have highlights and lowlights, but what it will definitely be an adventure. So I've done all the printable, all the cutouts, as you can see, decide sort of more or less what I'm going to use. I'm still sort of debating what I'm exactly going to do. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to give it a background, because when I put the printables on top of my Bible, it looks a bit bland, and you can't really see the stripes or the lines on the Bible very much, but it just didn't look good. I showed you the mountain, and I was trying to recreate the same color in the mountain, just with this watercoloring. I'm sort of slightly faintly painted. I don't end up using the mountain, but I just wanted to bring that color in, just because it's sort of part of the kit, and I just thought it will work nicely. So I'm just doing the background here now. So I'm done now. It looks a bit sort of patchy. I think in real life it looks a bit better than on the video. But yeah, I just sort of give a little bit more interest. What I'm doing is I'm just grounding. I want to put that little tandem bicycle at the bottom. I'm just grounding it with sort of one of my favorite washi tapes and a blue one, just to bring some of the color of the kit or the devotional in there. And I'm just putting my little tandem there, and I'm deciding where I'm going to put my signpost. I actually was very spoiled because it was quite a big margin in this Isaiah passage which I could use. Well, a big margin for me. Obviously, you can't compare with the other Bibles, but for me it was. So yes, and what I've decided, before I go on, I'm actually journaling in Isaiah 30, verse 21. And it says, "Your own eyes will hear him. Right behind you a voice will say, 'This is the way you should go, whether to the right or to the left.'" And this is just, to me, such a beautiful passage, just telling that God will tell us in our own ears. Shall we go left or shall we go right, if we ask him and we earnestly seek him? So that's what I was trying to do with that signpost. I'm putting on the one signpost right and then the other one left. And now I'm just thinking that the bottom one looks a bit bare, so I'm going to put go on it, because that is part of the devotional. And for us to sometimes to be obedient, to listen to what God has to say to us, we actually have to go. We can't just listen and decide, okay, are we going to do it, yes or no? We need to just do it and go for it. I've just put 2 exclamation marks at the behind it, because it's a command. It's go. So yeah, as I said, it's very interesting that often when it talks about listening to God, it talks about hearing. When God, sort of a faith journey is very much about hearing. Sin is very much about seeing. If you see things, you lust after things. It's very visual sin sometimes. But being obedient and what we do for God is very much listening. And so here it is again, your ears will hear me. And we need to become still, and we need to listen to what God has to say to us before we can, for us to take that right step and listen to him. But he's also say, if we seek him, he is faithful. We will find him. So he will reveal himself to us. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just decided to put a cluster of that flowers at the top, because I really like the flowers. I was debating, shall I use the mountains, shall I use the flowers? But I ended up using the flowers. So that black and white flowers is just at the local Christian shop. I bought that stickers. You probably supposed to color them in, but I like the sort of the black and white flower effect, and it just brings a little bit more of the blackness of the devotional kit, and also the right and the left and the go words. So what I also want to do is I will want to use that word trust and joy, which I cut out from the printables, because it's a trust journey, but it will lead to joy. So that's what I was trying to bring out. This little journaling card I just had in my stash, and it worked out perfectly because it's exactly the same color. And also that little flower, orangey, pinky red flower is exactly the same color then on the printable. So I'm going to do my journaling on there. So yeah, I'm just working and see around how I'm going to do my clusters. Lindsay Decor's got a very nice idea. What she does is, when you put your cluster together, just to turn it over, put a washi tape at the back, and then sort of stick it together, and then the washi tape keep the cluster together, so you have it exactly in the same position than it originally was. Now here I've written already what I've on my journaling card. I just said, Lord, please let me always go the way you want me to go. Let me hear your voice. And there's just, yeah, as I said, the hearing is so important, but sometimes we are so noisy, we almost never want to be quiet to listen to his voice. So yeah, I don't know if you guys had some testimonies and stories about how God has guided you over the past, and how he sort of led you to places. That would be interesting. I mean, I know when I'm homeschooling my kids, and it was really a big thing for me to decide if I'm going to homeschool my kids. And I was really seeking the Lord. And then the Lord gave me this verse in Isaiah 42, verse 16. He says, I will lead blind Israel down a new path, guiding them along an unfamiliar way. I will brighten the darkness before them and smooth out the road ahead of them. Yes, I will indeed do these things. I will not forsake them. And that was to me very a confirmation of what that God says, yeah, go on this journey. You can homeschool your kid. It's an unfamiliar path, but I will guide you. It's a dark path, but I will guide you, and I'll leave you, and I will never forsake you. So to me, that was a real answer to my prayer, because I was really seeking Him during that time. And yeah, that was just a wonderful way for me how God has just answered me and guided me on the right hand. I needed to make a decision, am I going to left or right? But He guided me. In the meantime, what I've done is I've put some arrows there on the left-hand side, which I bought from the same local Christian shop, and I thought the colors work perfectly with this kit, just to highlight obviously my passage, Isaiah 30 verse 21, and I'm just using my own Bible tab and my stas, and I'm secured it with the same washi tape. And I'm just going to put that same other blue washi tape to the top, just to bring a little bit more of the blue in. I'm just going to cut it in half, because I didn't want it to cover any of my text, and unfortunately this washi tape is a bit cheap, so you can't just tear it in half, so you have to cut it. So I hope you enjoyed this journaling or entry. If you like, please like and subscribe. Check my other journaling entries. I'll link it up here in the screen. And yeah, I hope you've got a fantastic day, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.